All right, John. So we're on the other end of the top 50 games of all time. We covered them in two parts. They were massively long. We had a bunch of streamer guests and YouTuber guests coming in to talk about their favorite games. But the people demand more. They want to know what else made this list, what else hit the top games of all time. And why not?
Yeah,
We'll have a
and
bonus one. This is completely casual, not doing anything special for this one. This is just a bonus lap type thing where we're going to go over some of the stats from the poll that I can have easily accessible thanks to the way it was set up, and just casually talk about the 50 to 100, much in the same way as in past polls where we went over like 11 to 50. You
yeah,
know, we
50
don't go
places for the best games of
just
all time is not enough.
no.
There's no
There's
Metal Gear, no Half-Life, no Halo, no Sonic. There's a
no
lot to
Dragon
squeeze in there.
Quest,
Yeah,
no, only one Final Fantasy.
yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, that's what this is all about. Just completely casual. So before we get into our actual or our 51 to 100, let's talk stats because obviously Breath of the Wild became our was our number one game of all time according to these polls, and this is a little different from what it was at the time because about people kept voting afterwards. So there's about what I say about 4,500 for the total 4,506. So in the time since then, another 200 votes came in. So it might be a little different from what it actually was, but I think the results are going to be mostly the same.
Yeah. There were still pretty huge numbers between the last few games, if I remember right.
Yes. There's no way nothing is going to dethrone Breath of the Wild. It's
Mm.
impossible. So let's go through it. The of course, the game that got the most votes at number one is Breath of the Wild. Number two was Ocarina of Time. However, the game that got the third most votes at number one was Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh,
Yeah, with 2.4%, 100 of the votes, the people who voted for Xenoblade Chronicles as their favorite game of all time.
wow.
111 votes. And as a reminder for our point system, it's number one gets 10 points, number two gets 9, so forth until number 10 gets 1 point. And that's how we determine the point system there. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles at number with the third most votes, then Tears of the Kingdom with the fourth most, and then Outer Wilds with the fifth
Oh,
most number one votes as their favorite game of all
crazy.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting how it kind of shifts it a little bit in that
Yeah.
way.
This is another way of seeing what is actually the best, because popularity will always put the biggest games at number one, and some of them have earned like Breath of the Wild, but then you get the Outer Wilds where yeah it was pretty high up in the top 50, but it wasn't as high as something like this. But clearly, a lot of people cherish it as like the number one game.
If you love it, you love it.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. Just to round out the rest that I have available here. Galaxy was number 6. Persona 5 was number 7. Majora's Mask was number 8. That's as far as I
Yeah.
can go. So that was our number one votes for the number one game of all time. People's most popular number 2 picks: Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time, Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
That's the top 2 right there for number 2. Galaxy got number 4. However, Baldur's Gate 3 got number 5.
Ah.
The fifth most voted number 2 game of all time with 81 people put it as their number 2 game of all time.
That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this comes to Switch 2 at some point, because I feel like once you get the Nintendo fans in on Baldur's Gate, it's just going to skyrocket in this community.
Yeah, especially with that mouse mode that makes
Yeah.
it so convenient
Yeah.
for a lot of people. Number 6 was Chrono Trigger. Number 7, Undertale, and number 8, Persona 5.
Okay.
So you can see some commonalities there that make sense of why the ones that got the top 5 are up there. But still fascinating in that way. For our number 3 game of all time, the most voted was Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time, Mario Galaxy, And this is where Smash Brothers Ultimate came in. Smash Ultimate got a lot of got the fourth most,
Makes
number
sense.
3 game of all time, and then Persona 5 at number 5. So it's in there. But then I love these aberrations. I guess where it changes up as we go further down, because number 6 was Hollow Knight, 7 was Xenoblade Chronicles, 8 was Mario 64.
Mm.
It's the 8th most voted number 3 game of all time. God, the numbers get that confusing a bit.
Yeah, yeah. You get a lot of overlap. I'm waiting for some weirdo game that didn't even make it to show up in one of these spots.
That would be something. I honestly, to be honest, I haven't really looked closely to see if that's a thing.
It probably can't be possible if it's made that many lists. It probably won't make it.
Mm-hmm.
It would have made it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For number 4, so for everybody's number 4 game of all time, Breath of the Wild, number 1.
Mm.
Gee, it's almost like there was a reason this game got the most voted, even if it didn't get number 1 for everybody. It still made the list, and that's what just helped it along. Number 2 is Undertale, most commonly voted number 4 game. Then Smash Ultimate, then Tears of the Kingdom, and then Mario Galaxy to round up the top 5. And then, of course, Ocarina of Time, Persona 5, Hollow Knight.
Yeah. A lot of very similar games coming back here.
Mm-hmm. Most common number 5 game of all time, Breath of the Wild, Mario Galaxy, Smash Ultimate, Hollow Knight. Here's where Minecraft comes in. Most common number 5.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All works out. Then Mario Odyssey, Ocarina of Time, and Chrono Trigger. So Chrono Trigger was making the rounds. Like
yeah.
There's a reason it got number 10. For our most common number 6 games of all time, Breath of the Wild, Mario Galaxy, Smash Ultimate, Hollow Knight. Here's Hades.
Oh,
Hades
okay.
gets in at this point. And then Persona 5, Mario Odyssey, Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door. Which is very interesting. The Thousand Year Door got up that high. For our most commonly voted number 7 game of all time, Breath of the Wild, Smash Ultimate, Mario Odyssey, Portal 2.
Oh.
And then Minecraft.
Okay.
For the top 5. And then following those up with Hollow Knight, Galaxy, and Persona 5.
Okay.
For the most common number 8 game of all time, not Breath of the Wild. It's Smash Ultimate that won that one as most common number 8. Then Breath of the Wild, then Minecraft, Portal 2, Persona 5, Hollow Knight, Undertale, Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
Most common number 9, Smash Ultimate, Portal 2, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Tears of the Kingdom, Minecraft, Galaxy, Mario 64. And then finally at number 10, the most common of those, Smash Ultimate, Breath of the Wild, Minecraft, Undertale, Mario Galaxy, Portal 2, Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, and then we finally have something different, Tetris on Game Boy.
Well, that's cool. You start to see how a lot of other games didn't stand a chance when all of these were just thrown in, and there were different numbers, but it's the same games almost every time.
Mm-hmm. Those games just kept coming in. You can see the commonalities. You can see why they made it in. But it also shows that even though they weren't in the top of that, other ones did make the list. Like, we saw all those make that those were the most common ones for the top 10. But Baldur's Gate 3 only made the top one, like the number 3 most common, but it still got tied for 13. Yeah. But we never saw Xenoblade Chronicles 3 top any of these.
That's true.
As the most common. So it's interesting how it all works. Like, I'd say the most common one that never appears after that point is Mario 64 at 16 is Portal 2 at number 17 is sort of the cutoff. Elden Ring and Beyond is when it starts being like there, kind of like that. Actually, no. Paper Mario 1000 Year Door only made 21.
So, Press Play to Jason says none of these games made their list. Post your list. I'm curious what you have in there.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like I said, every game got votes except for 6, I believe, and I told them all out. So one of the things I will be doing as part of this video is in the comments I'll be posting a document to the results, so you can see the actual numbers, even beyond 100. So speaking of, let's do that. Let's take a look at what made to 51 to 100 and talk about a little bit about what made them where they placed. So I'm not going to have you guess the entire time, John, but I'm not making a come thing with this many. But what do you think was number 51? Just out of just tossing it out there. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I've got no clue. I'm gonna say Half-Life 2.
Half-Life 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh, wait,
Half-Life
what?
2.
Oh, okay. I could barely guess it when you gave me the number, the letter for every game. Man,
But no, you just got Half-Life 2 right off the bat. That's funny.
I just felt like that was one of the most robbed games from this list because it's one of the most important games of all time, one of the best games of all time. It just barely didn't make it.
Yeah, it's missed it by about 21 points. So
Oh,
it's
so
so close to beating
close.
out Diddy Kong's Quest.
Oh, it really
Um,
is so good though.
yeah.
Like historically speaking, it does a lot of like continuous narrative games. It was all from one perspective, but even disregarding all that, it's so well designed. The weapons are so fun. The gravity gun, the weapons that have like secondary functions, like the machine gun that fires orbs, and just some super cool locations like Ravenholm. It stands up so well compared to almost anything else from like 2004. It's still remarkable.
Wasn't it released for free on Steam a while back? Or is that
I think
Half-Life
it
1?
goes free quite a lot. Yeah, it had
Yeah.
its anniversary last year, I think, where it went free. Yeah,
Yeah. And that's a great opportunity for people to pick it up if they missed it the first time, because this thing will run on anything at this point.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it's but it's interesting that there hasn't been a console re-release in a while. And I wonder
yeah.
if that's sort of affected its placement.
It might do. It's weird it didn't come to Switch because Portal did. And modders found like they can just replace the Portal map files with Half-Life map files, and it just works. So it can't be that hard. But they haven't
Yeah.
done it for some reason.
I imagine a collection of Half-Life 1, 2, and maybe some of the other expansions would probably do pretty well.
I'm sure it
I'd be
would.
interested,
Yeah.
even though I
There's a
already own it
generation of
on
people that
Steam.
don't know why people want Half-Life 3 so much. Like it's more
Yeah,
of a
exactly.
meme than anything.
Like,
But it's genuinely one of the most anticipated games ever, but I don't think enough people have actually played it at this point.
yeah, maybe they expect a Duke Nukem Forever situation. Like, it finally comes out and it's just trash.
Maybe, maybe.
um, at number 52, Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
How close was
Right.
this one?
It was behind Half-Life 2 by 7 points.
God.
Like, trust me, looking at what just missed it when you go through the top, like 51 to 60, is rough.
Yeah, yeah. And Symphony's a funny one too, because historically in its time it was 2D in a very 3D era, and there's scans from a lot of magazines back in the day being like just dismissing it. One of
Yeah,
them compares
they,
it to
they were
Castlevania
way more excited for
64.
Castlevania 64.
Yeah, it's super funny. But of course, it's gone down as one of the greatest games of all time. Helped cement what Metroidvania meant. Without this, there'd be no Vania at the end. That's what the entire
Yeah.
genre is. And it's still wonderful.
Oh yeah, it holds up so well. There's a lot to it. It's surprisingly replayable. You just like to go through it again because it's such a fun romp. Um, just a fantastic time every time. You can just change up your tactics, and um, it's a shame that as far as modern ports, it's locked to the Requiem collection on PS4,
Mm.
PS5. But it goes on sale if you have that system. It goes on sale for like $5 constantly, and Rondo of Blood's excellent too.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
I highly recommend that collection if you've somehow not played something the night before.
yeah. If you're playing on Xbox, the 360 version's backwards compatible. I'm pretty sure that's just the PS1 game, so that's a cool way to play too.
Mm-hmm. At number 53, Kid Icarus Uprising.
Oh, every single one of these is gonna hurt, isn't it?
Oh yeah, especially because it was only behind Symphony by 5 points.
Oh, jeez, jeez, jeez. Uprising is so cool though, because you can criticize it for some pretty major things. Like it can hurt to play if you're holding the 3DS in a weird position. You've got to get used to it. But it's one of the most complete games ever. Like that story mode feels like three games packed into one, and then that everything you unlock there goes into the multiplayer, which is also just fantastic. Like I think it's probably Nintendo's most pure form of like a free for all multiplayer game, without really a gimmick attached to it. But I like the gimmick of Light versus Dark though. Like your weapon value is the amount that's taken off your team's health. It's like if you're
That's such a
using like
smart
more powerful
idea.
weapons, that you get punished for it in a way. It's really smart.
There's a reason everybody wants to see get re-released because it's already appreciated, but it could really go into the stratosphere beyond that if it got proper controls.
Yeah, we've been saying like put it on Switch with gyro for ages, but put it on Switch 2 with mouse, and that's the exact same control scheme, pretty much.
Yeah, just much more comfortable.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a ton of fun. The personalities, just God, they just stand out so much.
they
They're
do.
so fun.
Yeah,
I'm so happy I finally, because I fought through the uncomfortableness of the wrist situation and played it, and I don't never consider myself amazing at the game, but I got through it and
yeah,
just had such a great time.
yeah. It just flows so well. You know, it mixes story and gameplay together without dividing them, and it enhances the fun. It's more fun to fly around these crazy flight sections, and it's just fun to hear all the dialogues. It's really well written.
Yeah. Number 54, Stardew Valley.
Oh, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not gotten into that many farming games, but I got really into Stardew Valley for a while. Super cool vibes, and it's weird when the season changes because you get so used to a certain song that plays, and it changes for the whole time. It's like the vibe isn't the same anymore. No, it's just super well done. I think it's sold like 15 million or something, maybe
Oh, it's
something
ridiculous how
crazy.
much
Yeah,
it's sold. Like it's such a massive success, especially for wasn't it was only developed by one guy, right?
yeah, yeah. And then Chucklefish picked it up for publishing as well, and I think they did some stuff on it too. But the core of it's one guy. Yeah.
As of December 2024, it has sold over 41 million copies
Oh, so
across all
I
platforms.
lowballed it at 15 million. Then Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
man.
That
Remember when we thought Hollow Knight was a success because of 15 million?
yeah. Well, that guy is just laughing on a bed of money right now.
I know, right? He never has to do anything again with that
No.
level of success, and it's understandable. Like it is sort of the ultimate farming simulator that everything else tries to emulate at this point. It's not for me, but I get it.
Yeah. I mean, it was trying to be Harvest Moon, but good again. And
Yeah,
I
Harvest Moon was suffering at the time, but
yeah,
thankfully
I
Story
hear
of
Harvest
Seasons is
Moon's
coming back.
Story of Seasons has gotten better, but I don't think anything's ever going to surpass Stardew Valley at this point.
Nah, I don't think so. 55, Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's
Yes.
terrific. I think when you put like 6 and 7 side by side, they have a lot of DNA shared between
Yeah,
them.
they
Like
do.
very similar combat system, quite similar ideologies. I think 7 just goes bigger, both in terms of the scope of the PS1 and also the scope of the world. But 6
Mhm.
is still so good, and the story is one of my favorites in the series.
Yeah, I've still I even though I've not played my way through it, I know so much about this game because of just cultural osmosis, the train,
Yeah,
the Kefka, the way what happens to the world, just all these moments that just hit for people. And while I've not personally experienced them, I get it. And six is definitely works as that transition game where it's going from like there's still those elements of fantasy in
yeah,
there, classic fantasy, just with a bit more steampunk aesthetic with it. And then you get to seven, it's just like nope, full on tech
yeah,
aspect
exactly.
of it. It's an interesting transition game, and just an all time great that I really do like. It's on there. It's just a matter of finding the time, as so many other things, to just sit down and play.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I
it just
understand
had
why 7 beats. I think 7 feels more historically important, but they're both equally fantastic. And you can easily argue that it's better than 7 in a lot of ways.
oh yeah, and this is it was really between this and Chrono Trigger was really starting to show that the RPG genre of what it could do in the
Yeah,
West.
for sure.
Um, at 56, Fire Emblem Awakening.
Ah, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, this was a lot of people's like introduction. I think this is the first time that Fire Emblem seemed really cool. And a really great
yeah,
visual style to those cutscenes. And there's a lot. It felt more modern than usual. I think it just felt a bit more. Uh, I guess a little bit more Western focus in some ways.
a
It,
bit.
it just like a really nice, approachable one.
It also had just actually good voice acting. Like there's
Yeah,
production value behind it because you look at um Shadow Dragon on DS and it
yeah,
feels so basic.
It is
It
basic.
plays
Yeah.
fine, but it
Yeah.
feels basic. And I've not tried it, of course, because it's Japanese only, but Fire Emblem, the remake of Fire Emblem 3 that never came out in the
Oh.
West,
Uh-huh.
that was apparently way better, but we never got it. And
Yeah.
then Awakening was that Hail Mary. And you'll never forget that this is the game that did, of course, save Fire Emblem, and allowed it to become as big as it is now.
And it felt so effortless. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like this is ride or die, but the game comes out and it's like, of course this is going to be a hit. I mean, look at it. It just looks so appealing. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point in time, it felt like if anyone who was invested in the 3DS had it. It wasn't like a juggernaut success. It was like 3 million or something. But considering the install base at the time, it was just an event. It was just something that everybody invested ended up playing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm happy to see it. Thank God, because I do enjoy Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. It has its up and downs since then, of course, but Three Houses actually made it into the top 50. So it's interesting to see just how the perception there. At 57, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how this game's going to be received in a few years. I really love Bonanza.
Yeah.
But it's still a relatively fresh one, isn't it?
It is. I know it's going to make a lot of top lists for people this year because it is a fantastic game. I've heard, as a general criticism, I've heard it has a bit of a saggy middle. A lot of people feel that with it's not like it has a really hype beginning, has a really hype ending, but the middle gets a little maybe overextended at points. I played it in different ways, like because of my son, so I have not done a full playthrough by myself. It's mostly the beginning and then helping out my son for the most part. But I still find it incredibly charming. I think the mechanic of being through the rocks is great. I think the way that he could be so young and figure out this stuff is aces to the design. The fact that a 5-year-old can figure this stuff out is not a charge against it. It's like, no, that's some really solid communicative design.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of how you play it is completely up to you because there's bananas everywhere, bananium gems, but you don't need to get them. Like the objective is just to make your way through the level. Just get to the objective markers. You can ignore them too. You can ignore all the objectives and just stumble your way to where you're meant to be. Lots of really cool ways to play, and I also love how DK isn't as versatile as Mario. Like you can't do a triple jump, you can't do all these things. But you pick a bit of terrain, and suddenly he has all these moves to him. Like he can surf on one, he can chunk jump, he can tie them together. So you actually have some really diverse platforming, but it's done through the context of the terraforming, which is just really cool design.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It'd be interesting to see how it gets evaluated as time goes on, especially because of how Odyssey was sort of a bit. Loud opinions have changed on that one. I guess is the best way to put that. So we'll see if that happens to Bonanza as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still enjoyed it. It's definitely up there as one of my top games for this year.
I think I'd put Odyssey ahead in level variety. I think DK kind of suffers a little bit there. If I think back at Mario's Kingdoms, I can name you most of them. If I think about DK, I think I struggle a little bit with that.
A little bit. I mean, I know the opening ones. I know some of a lot of the middle. I guess the middle is kind of not as memorable in that way.
Yeah, but in the moment, I do really enjoy it.
Exactly. At number 58, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Yeah, you're saying how weird it was that this didn't make the list. It's super weird that it didn't make the list.
Yeah, this is like you have a critical consensus when you make these top 10 lists, and Link to the Past is going to be in that top 10.
Yeah. When discussing Ocarina, I think I said it's basically Link to the Past in 3D, and that's not entirely true. Because the dungeon design in Link to the Past still kind of has that Zelda 1 style, where it's quite combat-oriented a lot of the time. And some of the bosses are like bullet hells. They just fire like a bunch of little fireballs everywhere, and like the objective isn't always taking it down with the item with that dungeon. Sometimes it's just surviving those fireballs and getting like your spin attacks in. It's way more combat focused than like any Zelda that came after it.
Yeah, because you could just swipe as much as possible, and you have Moldorm and have
Yeah,
to reset that, and that's its own hell. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, it's the blueprint of Zelda.
yeah,
I mean, that's really its big legacy. It's the blueprint of Zelda. It's introduced the whole light world, dark world dynamic that has been used so often. It has a much more involved plot. It's not, amazing. It's still simple, but it goes beyond what you had
yeah.
before. And
It flows well. Yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah,
also has that sort of that openness to it too, because you have the first three dungeons, which is the Zelda formula. You do three dungeons, then you get a bunch more dungeons. But they're almost like all available to you. That you can just
yeah,
go to them whenever you want to. Like there's an order to them, but you don't always have to do that order, and that's really cool.
yeah. It really is. At number 59, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's crazy that a game like this exists. Super high fidelity, really, lots of just crazy mechanics. I guess it's understandable why GTA missed the generation with how much they packed into Red Dead 2. And the story is it's one of the coolest in games. Like, it's really emotional, really investing, and it pays off some of Red Dead 1's really well too. It's great.
It'd be interesting because it's been a while since I played Red Dead 1. It'd be
Mm.
interesting to go to Red Dead 2 and then try to get through Red Dead 1, but that's a lot of open world all at once.
It
It
is,
might be a
yeah.
bit too much of a undertaking.
Yeah.
Um, but I've heard good things. I'm not I was turned off at the time again by the focus on realism that I feel
Yeah.
took away from what made Red Dead Redemption 1 so fun to me. But I feel like if this gets a Switch 2 re-release, I probably should check it out.
Yeah, and it probably will. I imagine it's
Probably.
going to get like a next gen update and a Switch 2 release at some point.
Yeah.
There is a lot of realism, but like I think the gameplay still has that sort of Rockstar formula where it's not actually that grounded. The gameplay itself, it's just there's a lot of pre-technical stuff to like the engine basically.
Right. At number 60, Final Fantasy X.
Oh, okay. I think that's where all the Final Fantasies are showing up then.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah. I mean,
um,
the jump from PS1 to PS2, like this is one of the showcases for it.
mhm.
Like you go from games where they had like pre-rendered backgrounds with very simple models on top of them to a fully 3D rendered world with voice acting. We're never gonna have a jump that big again.
No, it was such a jump in quality,
Yeah,
visual quality, audio quality. Um, Combat was interesting. I love the fact that you could switch out party members on the fly. I thought
yeah,
that was so cool. I was always thinking there's something that killed me is like I have these party members I focus on, but I kind of want to use these guys as well. I want to use them all and I can't. And it just how dare. Um, and then it has just a very good moving story. There's a lot of just fantastic characters here. And this thing I think single-handedly held off the GameCube and Xbox release. Like this was the game that was kind of out when those systems released, and right there's the PS2.
yeah. In hindsight, it is a bit more linear, or quite a lot more linear than
Very
classic
much
Final
more linear.
Fantasies. Like it's not like Final Fantasy 13 level, but it's not that far off.
It really isn't, but it
Yeah.
hides it better. I think that's the
It
big
does
thing.
hide it a lot better. The illusion of something grander is there.
Mhm. They sold it as such a big world that you don't even need we're selling the size of this world by not giving you the airship until the very end, and that's more of a quick travel type thing. It was like,
Yeah,
okay, they marketed that well. um Moonberry Final Fantasy X is extremely popular
oh
among the
yeah,
fan base. It's usually listed in like the top 4 or 5 of the series. 10 is like 10 I think was a lot of people's first RPG as well,
true. I'd say so.
of a certain age.
Hmm.
um At number 61, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's so strange. No Metal Gear Solid made the top 50. Because they're all kind of the antithesis of what a video game even is. You know,
Mhm.
it's that merge of film and game that makes the story so big. Because like it could just be a movie, but you think you'd lose a lot of the whimsy through it. It's a lot of the interactions that happen throughout it that make it bigger than that. Like the way that you can sort of interact with everything that's going on, or the way that you get through, you know, in Metal Gear Solid 1, for instance, you get through lasers by smoking. Like that, it's just such clever design. And
Mhm.
3 is by far my favorite. It's the most
Same.
grounded one, the most separated one, but it's also got that supernatural element to it with all the, you know, the end and the boss and all that.
The pain
Um,
and all that, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And putting it in the jungle was just so cool for stealth, like crawling through the grass, um, being able to shoot like beehives onto people. It's just everything Metal Gear succeeded at, just tied into my
The
favorite
crazy
series.
finale with,
Yeah,
the whole chase and everything like that. It knew when to put in the action, it knew when to stick to the stealth.
yeah,
It really was just it's such an like engrossing game.
yeah.
I loved it. So, yeah, my favorite Metal Gear Solid as well. Though I've not picked up Delta, interestingly enough.
You know, I haven't either. I feel very little need to. I'm just very satisfied with the original.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Um, 62, Sonic Adventure 2, our highest rated Sonic game.
Uh, uh, you know, it's understandable why I think. Um,
Hmm.
like you break it apart, and it's not a flawless game. I don't love playing as Tails and Eggman. The Knuckles and Rouge levels, some of them I don't love. I don't love the space ones. But that Sonic and Shadow gameplay is still my favorite 3D Sonic. And then the Chow Garden. It's it's
Hmm.
it's raising your Chow. It's playing the levels that you do like on repeat to raise your Chow. That's really what it's all about, and that's what people remember. They remember the good stuff and the Chow raising. And you can just ignore the lesser stuff.
It's yeah, you hear about that. I think going through the first time, there is fun to be had with Eggman and Tails. I find some enjoying with Eggman and Tails. Knuckles and Rouge, fine early on. Those later levels are rough
Yeah,
as far as big as they are. Um, but I think it also makes sense that Sonic Adventure 2 is ranked so high because this was a lot of people's introduction to Sonic. They'd never picked up a Genesis system before, especially in the States. Hey, this came out on the GameCube. Here's your chance. Play it. and
yeah.
it blew up from there.
It cemented Sonic's attitude too, because
Mm.
the Mega Drive games had, you know, there was personality in there. Um, but Sonic Adventure 1 dabbled in it a bit, but this one just made him really cool. It made Shadow cool as well.
Oh yeah.
And like all these years on, and the franchise still owes a lot to this in terms of what it even is. And the latest Sonic movie is just Adventure 2.
Yeah, it really is. So that's a heck of a legacy. At number 63, Tetris.
Tetris. And this was a lot of people's number 9? Is that right?
I think it was most commonly voted number 10.
Number 10.
Not
Man.
commonly voted, but it's hold on, let me see it. It was the eighth most common number 10 game,
Mm.
but that's
It's an
only one
interesting
point, so
one
it
to
doesn't get you
rank.
too far.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that love Tetris, like it's their favorite
Mm.
thing. I think most people understand that it is basically perfect. Like, how do you fault Tetris?
Mm.
But I think it's one of those hard things to say. This is my overall favorite, unless you're really really into it. But I love how many dimensions there are to Tetris because you can play it casually. You can just play it for a few minutes. You can play it competitively, which I think has so much life. And then like that original Tetris plays so differently to the others too, where like you can't hold pieces. You've just got to improvise with what you have. And I really like that.
Yeah.
I like modern. I like classic. They're all brilliant.
Yeah, it's just the quintessential puzzle video game,
Yeah.
and it was perfect on the Game Boy. I played the heck out of it. But it was like also the only one I played. I didn't go to other Tetrises for a while because I was so satisfied with that one. It's like, what do I need the other Tetris for? What does it add? Not even. It took me a while to realize, like, oh, you can hold pieces now.
Mm.
that's different.
Well,
Um,
Thief of RPG is saying Tetris is basic nowadays, though. I don't quite know what you mean by that. Because I think it's one of those games where it you can reimagine it in lots of forms, like Tetris Effect or Tetris 99.
Mhm.
And
It's malleable. And
yeah,
if you look at a lot of the Tetris sequels that came out, like there's that whole Tetris collection. They find a lot of ways to do different things with Tetris.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
While staying to that core formula. And yeah, whether you're score chasing or playing competitively, I think it's just still endless fun.
At number 64, Dragon Quest 11S Echoes of an Elusive Age.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, this, like with some of the Final Fantasies we've spoken about, this is just a lot of people's first and only Dragon Quest. And it's a hell of a one to have. This came out in a time where a lot of RPGs were just really scared of being turn-based, and we've seen that
Mhm.
dwindle down in recent years. But a lot of them had to reinvent combat systems. They had to do a lot of real-time ones where it just had to be different every time. This is just classic Dragon Quest, just
Yeah.
turn-based. Nothing's really changed since the original, even. Um, but you just push it all together with this tremendous budget and this wonderful story. And it's something that a lot of RPGs just weren't doing, which is just having that core formula in 3D with really great production values, um, and just being a normal RPG.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about how linear Final Fantasy X is, but this is that bucks the trend of like gets rid of that linearity where
Mm.
it's much more open. You have these huge towns to explore. There's so much to see, and the game is so massive and
Yeah,
what you can do and the turns it takes. Um, this thing made me tear up so many friggin' times. I swear,
yeah,
it didn't let up on me. Um, I was just engrossed. I think I played through the entire thing. Because I was trying to get it in time for review. So I had limited times, but I'd put in massive like long days, and I'd still be like, I'm just up and ready to go the next morning. I did everything there was to do in Dragon Quest 11S, except for the special fights. Like we
mm,
have to beat this thing in 5 turns or whatever. It's I couldn't do
yeah,
those, but I beat the super boss. Everything else, found every friggin' treasure in the map. I was that
yeah.
thorough.
And it is just incredibly good. And I think also it's cool how it was better than, like, this was a Switch game pretty early on, and it was
Mm,
better than the PS4 version. Like PS4 had better visuals, but this had way better music, had the 3DS 2D content, just like the entire game again but in 2D. And it was an anniversary game too. So there's
mhm.
really cool ties to some earlier games in the series. Some music returning from older games as well. Like you can play it without knowing anything, but if you've played like 1, 2, and 3, you're going to get some really cool stuff out of this.
Especially for those 2D specific missions where you can go to
Yeah,
was it Tickington or and
yeah,
get those scenarios from the past games where they tweak some things where it's a little bit different than how you remember. That's just such a fun detail there. Um, but yeah, I was hoping for top 50. I'll take 64. That's pretty decent.
yeah, yeah,
Um, at number 65, Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
yeah. I mean, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's it's good. It's my favorite 2D Sonic. It's so packed with content once you have that lock one, and the lock one feels weird nowadays when you think about it, but at the time it's just like, no, I get this full game. Plus I get Knuckles in Sonic 2. It's like it just felt like it unlocks so much for you at the time.
yeah, yeah. It was cooler than DLC is because it goes across multiple games. It's like Amiibo, but with actual function. Um, yeah, it's wonderful. I always go back and forth on whether 2 or 3 is my favorite. Three is definitely the cooler one. Like
Mm,
three's got like supersonic in space. Three's got snowboarding. Three's got all these
mm,
a lot more level variety. Two, I think I like the pacing a little bit more. But there's parts of two I don't love. I don't love Metropolis Zone.
mm.
There's other parts I don't exactly love. Three, I think, just has more consistent highs. Not always higher highs, but it is just quintessential 2D Sonic.
Yeah. I will always even though it's my favorite, I will still knock it for that damn barrel in
Oh yeah, yeah,
what is it, casino, not casino. Carnival Night
in
Zone.
Carnival Night.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It
that
it gives you no indication what to do. You
the
stand on it,
worst
start
convey
jumping.
ever because I spend the entire 10 minutes. I spend multiple lives the entire 10 minutes trying to figure out get the jumping right on that barrel because so close sometimes.
Yeah.
I
So I think you can make it through the first one. I
you
think.
can you
Yeah,
can.
and
It's
then
that
you get to
second one
another
you
one. It's
can.
like, hang on, it's not working anymore.
It's like, what am I doing wrong? And then you
Yeah,
play, but that's why I play. I think that's why I became such a fan of Knuckles because I could play through Knuckles' entire playthrough because he didn't have that barrel.
yeah.
So weird. At number 66, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective.
Oh, wonderful!
I am
Absolutely
so
wonderful.
happy this made it so high. Like I would have been shocked if it made top 50. I would have been happy, but I would have been shocked. But the fact that it got top even 75, hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Whether you play this on DS or in HD, like this is just so good. One of the coolest art styles video games has ever had. Really great story, and it's kind of like a visual novel with puzzle elements. But it's the way it ties them together is super cool because you're trying to save yourself basically or save someone else basically every time. So you're trying to get through like this one room and just change little things to save a life. And so like the story is really tightly connected to that gameplay. And you just learn these scenarios inside and out. And it's always super satisfying when it finally clicks. Just one of the coolest puzzle games like ever.
And you really care about these characters. Like
Yeah.
you spend so much time saving their lives. Like, no, I'm gonna keep them alive, and I love them. Damn it.
Yeah, yeah. Wonderful.
So happy to see it here. 67, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky.
Not surprised. I have little to say, but I am not surprised that it made it this high.
I am not either, but here's what I am kind of surprised about. It's the second highest Pokemon game.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Heart Gold and Soul Silver made the top list. This is our first Pokemon game going through the top 100.
That is crazy, but Mystery Dungeon fans cannot be stopped. They've never
Nope.
been able to be stopped. They're an unstoppable force, especially with this one.
Yep, that's for sure. So, I mean, I have no personal way of like anything to relate for this one. I just know they love it. I know this is the one that's held up as the best. And I'm shocked they haven't remade it to make it more widely available. But I guarantee you, we get a DS NSO. It's coming there.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. Number 68, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Yeah, very cool.
Mm.
Yeah, this is also like one of the first games where PS4 really took off because it was out for like 2 years, and a lot of the time it was like better performing PS3 games or fairly small stuff. And it was like The Witcher 4, I think, Witcher 3 came out the same year as Bloodborne, I think. And I was like, okay, PS4's really started now. It was way bigger than any PS3 360 game. And the story's great. And they also got side quests, which are like equally as good and sometimes even better than the main story. So it's super easy to see why people get so attached to this one.
Yeah, it's also the first time I want to say that Witcher was on console as well because it was.
The Witcher 2 was on 360. But,
That's right. That's right.
Everything, yeah, not on PS3. So this was the first like broadly available one.
Yeah, really expanded upon there, and people got to check out this world, and it was a. I have not played a bunch, but I think it's a darker fantasy that still doesn't take itself too seriously. If I have to just look at the bathtub scene and be like, this game can't take itself that seriously.
No, there's a lot of whimsy in there. Yeah, like it's quite often dark and grounded, but there's still a lot of heart and whimsy in there.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Number 69, Shadow of the Colossus.
Man, I wish this was significantly higher. I think this is one of the best games ever made, which is, I guess, why it's in the list of the best games ever made. But it's a game that like condenses everything into boss battles. Like how do you do puzzles and platforming and action? Like all that's usually spread out through different like elements of a game. This is all just in one element. But the open world is just that's just reflection time until you get to the next boss. And then you've got to figure out, how do I get on them? How do I climb them? How do I get to their weak point? Like it's all the usual elements of a game just crushed into those moments. And like the impact of taking them down and how the story's told through your actions is just masterful. Like this is just an artful game.
And the way they make all, what is that? I think 16 of the
Mm,
colossi feel different. Some are
yeah,
smaller, some are bigger, some are require platforming around the world, some require other setups. It's like it keeps you invested each time that you want to move on to that next one and challenge them, but it's also like, oh, I did it. Oh, I feel guilty.
yeah, yeah. And
Oh,
there's a really good story in there. It's not a
mm,
game that like takes a lot of time to tell its story. There's very few cutscenes, but
yeah.
by the end, like this is it's like a classic fairy tale.
You could sum it up in basically a paragraph or two, but
Yeah,
it's the emotional vibe of the whole thing as you're going through it that carries that story.
yeah, yeah. And after Shadow of the Colossus, anything Ueda makes, like I don't care what it. I don't need a trailer. I'm just gonna pick it up because
Mm-hmm.
it's just best in class.
I'm there. Um, at number 70, Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, okay. Not surprised about this either. This makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense.
Yeah, this is people love Final Fantasy 14. It is still going to this day. It's in a lot of ways it's the thing that kept Square Enix alive for a while because of its success. It's the sheer amount of work that went into restructuring it while keeping things going while just continually improving things. Like it's definitely held up as like one of those tales of just adversity and fixing a problem in the same way as No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Um, and the fact that it's still a really good story too. Like they've actually set it up quite a bit that you can enjoy a lot of the game single player. Like
Mm.
you can play with friends, and it's definitely a lot more fun that way. But if you just wanted to see the story, they have a way you could set it up and just play it completely by yourself because you can get AI controlled companions.
Mm. I think in the 2000s and even the 2010s, it would have seemed crazy for anyone to think an MMO could beat World of Warcraft because that was
Right?
a cultural landmark. Everyone knew it, and like those who invested in it, that was like their game. They didn't play anything else. FF14 has easily supplanted it. It is
Mhm.
when you think of MMOs, you probably think of that now. Um, and like World of Warcraft is still relevant, it's still going, but FF14 is just it's a community. Like it's one of the biggest and most important games right now.
Mhm. It's the one that just, at least for me, it's the one that comes up. WoW is still there for older fans, but I think newer fans tend towards Final Fantasy 14 at this point.
Hmm.
It's very interesting. Again, another one I'm waiting to see probably end up on Switch too.
Hopefully,
Yeah, I can see it. That was also the final game to hit 1,000. So from 70 above, that's 1,000 or more points that each of those games got.
yeah.
So all very respectable. At 71, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Okay,
It's Skyrim.
yeah,
Like that. It is the quintessential first person RPG in the Bethesda style where you can just go everywhere, do anything, have all these side quests, and play your way. Yeah, it makes sense.
yeah, and it's not like it doesn't deserve it either. Like it gets memed to death about how this game's just on everything, and it's going to continue to be on everything. There's probably going to be like a Switch 2 version soon. Uh, Everyone's played it, and it's sold like 30 million, probably more than that. Um, and but the way that it manages to just craft everything is so well done. The world building in there is second to none. Um, I don't think Elder Scrolls Combat is as good as it could be. Like it feels a little bit rigid still, but the way that it just manages to condense like a D&D style adventure into such an approachable format is still like as good as it gets. Um, and you know, there's a reason why we've gone like what how long ago was 2011? We've gone like nearly 20 years without 15 years ish without new Elder Scrolls, and I think it's just because they've got to go even bigger than this, and that's going to take a very long time.
Yeah, well, so how do you top Skyrim at that point?
Yeah,
And I mean, other series and games wish they could be re-released this much or be this widely available.
yeah.
So, yeah. Um, at number 72, Final Fantasy 9.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, seven's the famous one. Seven's
Mhm.
the one that I put it on the map. That made a lot of people big fans of RPGs. But nine's got a lot of heart in there. Um,
Yeah.
and it's a lot more impressive than seven visually. Like the amount they do, the CG cutscenes are way better. The model quality way better. But yeah, I think it's the characters and the world which I think they have a lot of soul to them.
Mhm. Yeah, Steiner, Vivi,
Yeah,
just really the entire cast is get your attention. And um, even though, but when I played it, I hadn't really played a lot of the older Final Fantasies. Um, I love it's the perfect mix of new tech and classic Final Fantasy.
yeah,
It has that perfect blend there that I enjoy so much, where it feels so different um, from any other Final Fantasy because of its style and the characters and whatnot. It's my personal favorite. And again, you will not find a more investing story than Vivi in that
yeah,
game.
yeah. Absolutely
Like you
terrific.
will love Vivi.
Yeah, but you're right though. Like seven, went for that sort of modern classical mix. Eight, very modern, and then
Mhm.
nine just kind of goes back to classic Final Fantasy, but with everything that the that seven and eight introduced. But just the actual style and location feels very classic.
Mhm. Um, at number 73, 999, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors.
I'm surprised but happy that this made it. Like this
Mhm.
feels really high up, but yeah, it's one of the greatest stories that a game's told.
Yeah, it's a perfect use of the visual novel setup. The repeating nature of it works very well. The puzzles are pretty devious at times. Like I
Yeah,
had to really think about it. Um, it it it's just I don't want to say too much more because it is just that fun. It's one that if you haven't checked out yet, highly recommend it.
yeah. Mubri's right though. This should have made number 99. We
Yeah.
should have voted it lower.
We you enjoyed it too much. How dare you?
Yeah.
At 74, Mass Effect 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a little surprised this made it, just because usually we have a very Nintendo audience, and
Mhm.
only Mass Effect threes come to Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I mean, Mass Effect was huge for a while. Like
yeah,
it was the video game. Everybody was talking about it. Everyone wanted to see where it was going, and three might have stumbled a bit with the ball, but one was sort of getting it set up, had a more RPG elements, was definitely sort of the Knights of the Republic esque type thing with a few
yeah,
differences. Mass Effect 2 is where they nailed it. It was definitely more action oriented, but the way that the story was involved, the way you had so much to do, um, all the reward of actually doing a bunch of the side quests involving your crew that affects the ending, brilliant. It's
yeah.
great stuff. It keeps you invested the entire way through.
I still sometimes see clips of people playing this game today, and it's just super relevant. It's still as good as it's ever been. But also, no, I mean, Andromeda is the only other modern Mass Effect, and it's
Mhm.
not the same league at all.
No.
Um, if you want to play it now, just do. It hasn't aged. It still feels incredibly well made.
Yeah, absolutely. At number 75, Okami.
Ah, okay. Yeah, Okami's just great. Um,
Mhm.
like, we look back on the GameCube Zeldas with a lot of fondness, but in their era, there's a lot of disappointment. Because of like the direction it was going.
Mhm.
Okami, I feel like was just pretty much what everyone wanted Zelda to be at that point.
Kinda.
You got this gorgeous art style, but you've also got a very traditional Zelda level design. Um, and it was also not on Nintendo for a while. It was a
Yeah.
PS2 game first and foremost. Uh, and it's just pure beauty. Like the music, the art style.
Mhm.
It's gorgeous.
Combat's pretty fun. The
Mm,
puzzles are interesting. The celestial brush works and is just entertaining to use. Even on the PS2, I never had an issue with using celestial brush. Like it,
no,
makes more sense with the Wii, or it just works naturally with the Wii. But it's not like it was ever an issue.
yeah,
Otherwise, like you just bring it up, do a quick slash on an enemy, bam, you're done. It's nothing too crazy. Um, yeah, it's just it's so much longer than you'd expect too. This is a massive game.
Oh, it's a huge game. Yeah, yeah. If you stick with it, if you just see it as a big ride, I think that's fantastic. But if you're juggling a lot of games, this one is going to take a long time, and it
Yeah,
may feel like it goes on a bit long.
it can. It can. By the time you get to that third act, there is a slight sense of we're still going. Okay.
Yeah.
At 76, The Last of Us.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, this was following Uncharted, which
Mhm.
I think did everything it needed to do by the second game. The third one was just like, okay, this is more Uncharted, and so Naughty Dog just sort of stretched their creative muscles and made a really different game. Not fast paced, very deliberate. The combat is like it's clunky intentionally. Like
Mhm.
you have to focus. Joel isn't as good at shooting as Nathan Drake is, and the story is slower and more character focused. And in that era when it came out, like The Walking Dead was big, so it was a zombie story, which that there were a dime a dozen. But I think the way that it focused on like the humanity of all its characters made it still feel worth telling. And they've just got some of the best acting that games have
Mhm.
had. It's
Yeah.
easy to see why The Last of Us is so good.
Yeah. Is a great mix of gameplay and story where you just get invested in the characters. You want to see what happens next. Um, and it's just, I do have fun with it, you know?
Yeah, there's also a really good multiplayer mode, which
I've
like
never played.
yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of people didn't. I think people were just satisfied with the story and think, yeah, that's good. But yeah, the factions mode is great, and it's not in the PS5 remake. It's only on PS3 and PS4. So keep those original copies around if you want to play that.
Yeah. At number 77, we have a tie between Animal Crossing New Leaf and Super Mario Brothers 3.
Okay, very different games.
Very different games. We'll talk New Leaf first. I feel like this is the Animal Crossing that really blew up Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
Like it was always sort of like a general niche, like this is really good. I'm really into this. Like people who really liked Animal Crossing were really into Animal Crossing, but New Leaf is where it just expanded beyond that. Having the power of the 3DS and the new mayor mechanic just worked. Like it's the game. It's the one that finally got me to pick it up and play it. Didn't click with it, but it was like it got me to play it because people were talking about it.
it feels like the first proper successor to the original as well. Like Wild World was so cool because it put the franchise on a handheld, and it felt like that's where it made sense to be. And then City Folk was just Wild World again, but prettier. This one, though, like it felt like it was evolving a lot of stuff. Like you were the mayor, like you mentioned, but also you get a lot of cosmetic differences. You can customize things way better. The online multiplayer was a lot better. And then there's also really cool Nintendo stuff. Like it had a second life where it came out. It was really great. And then the Amiibo update came, and like you got all these cosmetics which weren't there originally. Puzzle League was in the game. And to this day, like New Horizons is great for a lot of different reasons. Like customizing your island is great, but people still come back to New Leaf because I think it feels a little bit more complete than Horizons does.
Mhm.
Uh, but it's easy to see why it's so good. People can just play this on 3DS, and that was their life. It's like a little life away from life.
Yeah, very much so. Super Mario Brothers 3 is my favorite game of all time.
Yeah,
This is my number one. I love this game. It is my childhood, my nostalgia. I can easily go back to it at any time. Getting those extra levels in the for the on the GBA version on NSO was a dream to finally get the chance to try those out. Um, I think the short bite-sized nature of each of the levels makes it so snappy and
yeah,
quick and fun to play. I love the variety of powers. It's sort of why I still put it above World. World has a more interesting map. 3 is just Mario to me. That is
yeah.
Mario.
Yeah, the thing said about the levels is really cool because they are really short. You can just, if you know them well, you can just blast through them in seconds. But if you don't know them well and you're tiptoeing through to avoid all the obstacles, they don't feel that short. It's only when you master them that you really blow through them, and that's a great feeling. It's
Mhm.
cool to just zoom through something that gave you a lot of trouble originally. So you get that mastery feeling. And I also love all the secrets. Like you can get straight to World 8 from the beginning. You can crouch down on a block, get a whistle, fly above the ceiling in the first castle, get another whistle, use that whistle within the warp zone, get just takes you straight to the end of the game. I love all that stuff.
Yeah, it really introduced the secret element to it. I guess Mario 1 had that as well with the warp points and whatnot
Yeah.
you could find. So it sort of expanded upon that. And I just, I don't know, it just really invested me. I remember feeling like the coolest, most epic thing when you're going through the Dark World and you have Bowser's airship and all the tanks and stuff. It's like, good God, it really that emphasized the power of Bowser more than anything else to me. And they tried to like bring back the tank elements of in Super Mario 3D World, but it didn't have that same feeling.
Yeah, it's crazy they did all of this on an 8-bit system. It's everything Mario is now. It was in that game, and you compare it to Super Mario Brothers, which is only a couple of years before this, and they couldn't be more different. Like the amount that they achieve visually, but also in terms of level design, like it's night and day. It's just wild that they achieve this on the exact same console.
Yeah. It's amazing. And according to the Thief of RPG, I didn't even realize this. This is our first NES game, the highest ranked NES game,
Oh,
which
damn!
makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I think this and Punch Out are my favorite NES games because they feel just timeless.
Yeah. At 79, Astrobot.
Okay, how do you
It's
feel about that?
that I'm surprised it wasn't a little bit higher, but otherwise, no, I can see this as a top 100 game.
Hmm.
Somewhere in the top 100. It it's a classic. I mean, it feels like it's a new classic just because it is so easily into it. But I know you have a different perspective on it because you actually played the VR game where this pulls a
Yeah,
lot of those elements from. So it's not as original and as fresh to you as it is to a lot of other people who did not have VR.
yeah. I always come across as a hater. I do like this game. I had a great time playing it, but I think from my perspective, yeah, there's a lot reused from the VR game, which I do hold a bit high. I think it's just a what it does with VR just feels more special. But also there's a lot that Astrobot owes to other games. There's
Mhm.
so many level design cues and power ups, which is like, oh, I recognize that from that and that and that, which I think does diminish a little bit of it, but the way it still uses all those elements is incredibly fun. Like,
The
but at the
next
end of the day, this
Astrobot,
is a tremendous game.
yeah, it's still a ton of fun. And the next Astrobot is going to be really interesting because, all right, you've reused the ideas from the VR game. You probably can't lean on the nostalgia element of collecting those bots
Exactly.
anymore. You got to find something to make Astrobot truly his own.
Yeah.
What are you going
I'm
to do?
very excited for that.
Yeah. Um, at number 80, Pokemon Black 2 and White 2.
Cool. I mean, this is our second like mainline Pokemon, and I'm
Yes.
glad that it's this.
It's so funny. I kind of forgot, but yeah, at the time, Black and White was the generation was seen as so divisive for people because they got rid of all the old Pokemon and it's just a different element to it. But I think Black and White 2 maybe solved a lot of those issues by having the sheer variety of Pokemon again rather than just new Pokemon. It integrated them back,
Yeah,
and then returning to the world again, which is it gives you total vibes of revisiting um, Kanto in
yeah.
Gold and Silver.
It gets away with mixing Pokemon because it's a sequel, but I love the boldness of the first Black and White having no repeating Pokemon until the end game. Because you don't lean on anything. You don't lean on anything that you know. You have to improvise and trust that the Pokemon you're catching is going to be good. And I thought that discovery was great. Um, but this whole region is just wonderful.
Mhm.
It's like reflecting on what it looks like. It's a bit like HD 2D now, where you've got these like low poly environments with these sprites on them, and it's a really nice look. Like it's not like the most impressive thing on DS, but it's one of the best aged things on DS. Um,
Yeah,
and after this, Pokemon would always have like kind of a middling visual style, but this just was striking. And the sprites they moved now. That was super cool. All the environments changed with the seasons, which was just, like beautiful. It did a lot of things that Pokemon still doesn't do now.
Yeah, it's probably the last time they looked impressive. There's like Pokemon felt impressive. Um, from that aspect, from a visual standpoint, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, 81 Terraria.
Haven't got so much to say about this one. I know friends who've played it, but I've rarely touched Terraria.
Yeah, same here. General impression is like 2D Minecraft, but I know it's more about dungeon exploration
Yeah.
than Minecraft, and the enemies that you fight and whatnot. So, um, I've heard good things. Again, just those type of games I kind of bounce off of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard excellent things, and my closest association with it is that when I watched Peanut Butter Gamer's old hardcore series on Terraria, and it was always fun to watch, see what they did. But yeah, at 82, Halo 3.
God,
You were expecting this to be a top 25 game.
I kept guessing it there. Yeah, I think it is a top 25 to me at the very least.
Mhm.
It's stunning. Like, people still play it today in Master Chief Collection. It's like it's the most popular game there. And like I was saying with Kid Icarus Uprising, it's just a fully complete game. You know, you've got one of the best campaigns in Halo, which you can be done with in co-op if you want to. And then you've also got theater mode. You can just go back and look at all your stuff with a free camera. You can play multiplayer. You can do Forge, make your own playlists, make your own maps. It was huge. And it was like the first time a video game felt like a true event that everybody was aware of. Like, this was
Oh
on the
yeah,
news. People were
so
like
many
they
ad campaigns,
yeah.
tie-ins. Like it's like a movie.
Yeah. And Halo could never, like, ODST is brilliant as well, but Halo could never get back to this height.
No,
This was as high as it gets. I think Halo 4 might have actually sold more, but that's more a reflection of how big Halo 3
3.
was.
Yeah, I think what happened is it reached this peak, and they couldn't capture it again. Now Halo's been so, as Thief of RPG says, it's been damaged, and now it's maybe not as well regarded anymore. So people have lost sight of how good Halo 3 actually is.
That could be it. That could be it.
Potentially.
Infinite's good, but it's not Halo 3 good.
No. At 83, Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Hmm. That
I
makes
mean,
sense.
yeah, this is the one that the hardcore fans love. Break that game in two and use your wave dash and do all this stuff. And my friend tried to introduce that to me, trying to get me to learn how to do that because he was taking part in like tournaments and stuff. So he was learning all that tech and whatnot. I could never get it down. I just like collecting trophies.
Yeah, Melee is still fun even outside the competitive angle. Like, going through classic mode's still a lot of fun. The adventure mode's still a lot of fun. Like, you got like the F-Zero side-scrolling level and the Zelda Labyrinth one. Going through the Mushroom Kingdom. Like, there's still a lot of fun just to playing it casually, getting the trophies, doing All-Star and all that. Yeah, it's as good as it ever was. Just feels like a museum of Nintendo history.
Yeah. And then you got the event matches with the special stipulations, which I kind of miss. I like those. Well, I guess the event matches became the I
Oh,
forget what they're
the
called.
spirits, yeah.
Spirits. Yeah, the
Yeah,
spirit
and
matches.
much like Final Fantasy 7 to Final Fantasy 10, the jump from Smash 64 to Melee, which was like 2 or 3 years,
Oh
was
wow.
so huge because I think 64 was like 99 and then Melee was 2002, right?
I think so. It
Yeah,
was it was nuts.
huge graphical jump, but also just the way it feels so drastically different. Adding a
Mhm.
side special, which like every attack works in a different direction apart from the specials in 64, which work in down and up but not right. So it was a very logical
It's weird to
thing
go
to do.
back to Smash 64 and not have the side special.
Yeah, yeah, but it changed so much about how the game feels.
hmm Number 84, Yakuza 0.
I guess I'm a little bit surprised that this made it, but it makes
Uh,
sense though.
yeah, I think that's our highest rated Yakuza game. I don't think we had any Like a Dragons up any further, but I mean, again, this is the one I played. This is um, it's just it's fun. It's a really interesting, engaging story. There's a lot of side activities to check out. You can spend so much time with this game; it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And now there, I think I'm appreciative of the fact that I have this thing physical because the making everything definitive edition now, which hardcore fans are not fans of, are
I've
not
seen,
happy
yeah,
with.
they're replacing the digital version with the Switch 2 definitive one, the director's cut, which is
The
funny because the
director's cut.
director left the company.
Yeah, I know. And apparently, it had scenes that kind of throws off the pacing and whatnot. I haven't played through the rest of the thing.
It's still good in my opinion, but I didn't play through all of Zero originally, so maybe I can't say as much. But I think the director's cut's still great.
Yeah,
it's you know
maybe it doesn't hit the the same highs as the original, or
Yeah.
it sort of maybe lowers it for some people. But I think it's still fine. It's just dumb that they're delisting the old one.
it's very dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, but happy to see it here. Glad to see Yakuza get some representation. So yeah, 84. At 85, Batman Arkham City.
Oh, okay. It's still one of the greatest superhero games ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We've spoken a bunch about like Asylum versus City. They're both great. City's just it's so fun to glide around Gotham City, get the grapple hook, and just zoom your way through. And just some tremendous storytelling. Still like one of the best Batman stories in general as well.
Oh yeah, genuine mystery to it. Much improved boss battles. Oh my god, the boss battles are so much better than they were in Asylum.
Yeah.
And even just like the side stuff, like, here's this weird thing going on. Investigate, and then you run across Deadshot or the Mad Hatter, and the way they integrate those other villains into it, it really did feel like you were in that world. And yeah, I just dug it. I was so involved, and I even have a soft spot for Arkham Origins, which is essentially just more Arkham City, but with a different story, which is still fun.
Pretty much.
So, yep. At 86, Balatro.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not a poker guy, so this felt like a game that wouldn't resonate with me, but I really enjoyed it. I had to cut myself off though. I'm not the kind of person that has like 100 plus hours. I maybe have like 10 plus. Because I know that I will. If I stick with this, I'm gonna just keep playing.
I have to stay away from addictive games. I got too much else to play.
Exactly. But I did really, really like it. And it's that rogue element that I think keeps it going. Because like regular poker's random anyway. But the way that you can sort of build yourself up and get all these like buffs, it's incredibly addictive to see those numbers just keep going up.
Yeah. So, another great indie to pop up on here, but at number 87, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like, there's very few faults. I think the only fault I can really say is the bonus rooms. It's best to avoid them because they're just they're very repetitive. And some of the boss battles go on a bit long, but the actual level design is about as good as a side scroller gets. And it's also got like a really AAA feel to some of them. Like there's levels here where like a building's collapsing and DK's sliding down it. It's almost like an Uncharted cutscene, but completely in your control. There's really, really clever and expensive feeling design. Like nothing is really reused. It doesn't feel like it's made like in like a level editor. It was all like very handfully crafted, which is rare for
mine carts in the series as well. Like the sequences you go through in this game with the mine carts are nuts. Like that sawmill, like that's such a cool idea. Keeps you on your toes and like goes so far beyond what any of the SNES Donkey Kong countries did.
Yeah, it didn't review that well originally either. Like there was some
weird.
Yeah, I think it's the Wii U problem where they were doing a lot of stuff again. Like here's Mario Wii again, here's Wii Fit again, here's Wii Sports again, and Tropical Freeze felt like that. If you're not paying attention, then like, you pay attention to what it's actually doing, and it is a huge evolution over Returns.
Yeah. At 88, Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
Okay. I mean, it's so cool to be able to just build your own island, make it distinct. Yeah.
Give you like what's your next step up from there? You're complete control of this town. How does this island look? How does this thing do? It's no wonder that people wanted more. They wanted more stuff to think about and do and expand upon it. I guess that's coming via the update on the Switch too, and just in general, I guess.
Yeah, pretty huge update. Yeah, and that update is going to let us play NSO games without borders. So if you want to play without the grey borders, this is the only way.
That's okay. So weird. But yeah, we'll see how that changes the opinion. If people come back to New Horizons because of that, I'm kind of curious how that'll do. Um, at number 89, the original Portal.
Yeah, it's a stone cold classic.
Mhm.
Portal 2 is an adventure. It's bigger. It does a lot
Mhm.
more. Explores its gimmicks more. Portal 1, it's only a few hours long if you know what you're doing. But it's so ingenious. And like the concept of just fire one portal, fire another portal, like the way that the amount of ways they take that premise and just forge these masterful puzzles around it is spectacular. But it's like there's two halves. There's one where it's just you're doing puzzles, just feels like a puzzle game, and then there's
Mhm.
the other half where you're breaking out of the facility, and that's when it starts to feel like way more than that. And that's really where it gets super special.
Yeah. And some people definitely prefer that sort of stripped down feeling of Portal, where it's just sort of this nice, concise short film that gets you in, gets you out, you're good. While Portal 2 is definitely like, let's expand, let's just
Yeah,
what all can we do with this concept type thing. Like it's the concept has been proven. How do we go beyond it? But
yeah,
original Portal is still worth playing
yeah. No
by
downtime. It's just a
yeah.
game that's just always going.
Oh yeah. At number 90, Pokemon Black and White.
Yeah, I mean we kind of spoken about it already.
Yeah, kind of already
I love
did.
it.
Not too much else to say. Still probably my favorite story in Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I personally prefer it
Because
over Black and White too a little bit, but
a
it's
little
very
bit.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it all depends on what kind of gameplay you want out of it. But
yeah,
yeah, I like the idea that here's a brand new set of Pokemon.
yeah. Me too.
And while they do follow a lot of the ideas of established Pokemon, it's still cool to see something different um, as you go through. At number 91, Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal.
Oh, okay. So the originals. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean they were very special games. Yeah, Pokemon was already a juggernaut from Red, Blue, and Yellow.
Mhm.
And these just they did it bigger and better. You can get shiny Pokemon now. They're in color now. Um, the pacing was a little bit snappier, and just how big it felt by having those two regions in at the end of the game.
Mhm. I get, I don't know. I remember this sheer excitement of here's a new Pokemon game and here's a bunch of new Pokemon, and you want to see those new Pokemon. That was so much fun to see what kind of new ones they introduce, like have there, and then just have the introduction of dark type and steel type, which didn't
Yeah,
feel like they took advantage of it at the time, but have since been ironed out and are much better integrated and much more useful. It feels like now
yeah.
than they were at the time.
Even at the time, like that, you reflect on Gen 1, and like Psychic had like
Oh,
no weakness, so it was definitely necessary.
very much so. At number 92, Silent Hill 2.
Oh, the original.
Yep, the original
Mm.
Silent Hill 2. I don't think the Silent Hill 2 remake made the list.
Yeah, and
Um,
Silent Hill remake is good. I think the original just has that vibe though. Um, it's I mean, it's excellent. it's
mhm,
it's just really well told, well played, great themes. And the technical prowess of what they got out of PS2 as well with the fog is still gorgeous, and they couldn't replicate it in the HD version. Like they butchered it every time they re-released the game. It's so tailored to PS2,
mhm.
um, and it's just gone down as one of the best psychological horrors ever.
I'm so glad I have it on PS2 that I can enjoy it the way it was meant to be played and not
Yeah,
have the HD version, all that stuff. It really is just it's not too difficult. It sucks you into its world. I think it has that sort of sweet spot in a lot of ways.
yeah. And
So,
Pyramid Head's gone down as an icon even
like,
outside of Silent Hill. Like I see
yeah,
Pyramid Head all over social media from people that I don't think even knows from Silent Hill sometimes.
probably not.
Yeah.
Um, at 93, BioShock,
Oh, the original.
the
Okay.
original.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
it's so cool.
yeah.
Yeah. It's quite Half-Lifey in nature, where it's just like a continuous adventure told in first person. But the world of Rapture is just so intoxicating. Just like this fallen civilization underwater, where everyone's out to kill you. Like, it's
Mhm.
super cool vibes.
I've never been so sold on a game before based solely on its setting.
Yeah.
It's like I saw that setting, it's like I gotta play that. I gotta try that game. That looks amazing. And then you had the instantly just cool designs of the big daddies. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I want to be in this world. I need to excuse me, check this out. So yeah, very, very, very cool. At 94, Team Fortress 2.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I mean, TF2
Mm.
is it's came out in 2007, I want to say, and still actively being played. For better or worse, like this game when it came out, it introduced what the hero shooter was
Mm.
years before it became popular. And it is iconic. Every map is iconic. And then the worst part is it basically changed how games work, where everything, well, a lot of the biggest games are free now, and it's about monetization. So you can blame it for some parts, but the core of it is just marvelous. It's one of the best
Mhm.
multiplayer games ever.
Yeah, I've never tried it myself, but I always look forward to those meet the whatever.
Oh yeah, the shorts. Yeah,
All those shorts were a lot of fun. And it's like sold me on the game, but I never played the game because I found myself anytime I did multiplayer, I just get my butt kicked at most games. So I kind of avoided it.
yeah. It's funny too. Like Team Fortress was a mod that I don't think people really played much of, and then TF2, like it's so
Gave it its own style. That style is just it still works to this day.
yeah. Like, you go up and play the first one. It's fine, but it's not that special. And Team Fortress 2 is something else.
Mm-hmm. At 95, Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald.
Okay.
A
Personally, not
Pokemon
my
game that I bounced off of. I
yeah.
just when I was like, I'm getting out of Pokemon, but
Mm.
going back to it, they're fun.
Yeah, they're personally not my favorite ones. But they are really good. There isn't
Mhm.
really a Pokemon game that I just despise. Like, I think they're all good on some level.
Mhm.
This one has a lot of I think that the world goes around a little bit. Like there's lots of like surfing bits where there may be too
Yeah,
much water,
you
perhaps.
circle around on a lot of
Yeah,
things and so forth. It is unique. Is this the only game where you have a dad?
that's true. That is true. Yeah, that's
So,
probably a big part of it. It feels quite grounded in a way.
yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it. And showed how they were sort of getting like trying to expand the concepts of Pokemon as you go along. It
Yeah,
still had like here's the ones we hit, and then we get to go wild a little bit further in.
yeah, and the puddles and water reflect you, and that's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool on
Yeah.
GBA. I remember that being a big advertising point. It's like, look at you can get reflections now. At number 96, believe it or not, Pikmin 4. This is our first appearance of a Pikmin game despite their domination and disruption on other lists.
That is crazy. But Pikmin 4 is wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah.
it came out the same year as Tears of the Kingdom and Mario Wonder, and for a lot of people, this was better than them. I remember like, Andrew was very passionately saying Pikmin 4 was the best game that year. I love it too. I think I like Pikmin as a franchise. I like Pikmin 1 a lot. I like Pikmin 3 a lot. I like Pikmin 2 a lot. But Pikmin 4 evolved it into like an adventure game where there's a lot more of an objective, a lot more of like directly player controlled things. Like you're from a third person perspective now, and a lot of it feels completely tailored to what you're doing rather than just ordering things around. There's still a bit of that in there, but it's a lot more deliberate feeling.
Mhm. Yeah. It comes across as different just even looking at screenshots and what you were trying to do. Like I never saw the massive groups of Pikmin that you always saw in the other games that you would then collect stuff with. It felt like more objective based, just from looking from
Yeah.
the outside in. So very interesting in that concept alone. Um, at number 97, Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh wow. I mean, this is the case study in how you turn a game around. 'Cause it came
Yeah.
out. Some people liked it, but clearly it had huge performance issues and just wasn't ready to release. Uh, and instead of just being like, "Oh well, on to the next project," that bombed. They fixed it, and they've made something that is like one of the most inviting worlds in a game. It's super cool to like drive around the city, go into those like more centralized areas where there's just huge amounts of NPCs everywhere, and it's cool just to be a part of it all.
Yeah. I was definitely turned away from all the negativity and I figured it wouldn't be able to come back. I just sort of wrote it off, but I've yet to play The Witcher. I've yet to play this, but it's like, I wouldn't mind checking this out at some point, see what it has to offer.
Mhm.
Um, and I like a good redemption story, and
Yeah,
I think CD Projekt Red realized like our reputation is on the line here. We need to fix this.
exactly.
So I think that if they had not fixed this, I think the excitement for the next Witcher game would have been far lower.
Absolutely. And
Mm.
also, like, The Witcher's combat is fine.
Mm.
Cyberpunk's combat is really good, and I think it's
Okay.
given a big, hope that The Witcher 4 could be like almost perfect. Like, just get that Witcher world building with way better combat, and I think you got something really special there.
It has that potential. I mean, they've slowly been improving the Witcher combat as they release each game, because I remember
Yeah,
her in the first one was really clunky.
that was a clicky game. Like, you had to like time your clicks of the mouse.
God. At number 98, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story.
I wouldn't have guessed a Mario and Luigi game in the top 100, but this would be the one to do it.
This would be the one, and I mean, it holds up. It's a snappy adventure. It is really fun. Like, if you love Bowser, this is your game.
Yeah,
Pure and simple. It's your game, and it gets you the most thoughtful. It gets you those fan favorite characters that you just want to see more of, and they nail that. And the gameplay is just a ton of fun. It holds up.
yeah. Every single Mario RPG is great. And they all share the same sort of combat where it's just timing, your button presses. Um, but yeah, this one just has the most fun story, fun characters. And I think it pushes turn-based Mario about as far as it goes. It's just really, really great.
Yeah, very much so. At number 99, Mega Man X.
Ah,
We got a Mega Man game in the top 100.
this you go back 20 years, this would be easy top 10 best game of all time
Mhm.
material.
Easily, and it still holds up. I played it
Does.
pretty recently. It's a lot of fun. It can be still absolutely challenging at points, but God, the levels are so much fun. There's so much replayability to it as far as how you want to go about it. It's definitely just it's a classic.
It is. Yeah. Like, you compare it to Mega Man, the core series, which
Mhm.
it holds up incredibly well still, but the vibes are so different. Like, you got a lot more like a rock feeling to it. X is way more powerful with its charge shots, and it's way more fast paced with the dashes and wall hopping. It
Mhm.
just felt like a true next gen evolution of Mega Man.
Yeah, it was a nice evolution to what Mega Man was all about, and really felt new, different, and exciting. And I think they struggle to find a way to make that work in other sequels, but I feel like they perfected it in X4,
Mm.
because X was fun to play as Zero. They finally got his gameplay down and so much fun, and then they struggled um, a bit. They're fine, but they definitely don't hit that same high quality mark that X and X4 do.
Yeah, agreed.
But at number 100, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth,
Oh. Uh,
which,
I don't know what I was expecting at top 100, but yeah, that's cool.
yeah, I have not finished it. Like I said, I've only played up to the Gold Saucer. What I played, I really enjoy it. I think it captures a lot of that, uh, Final Fantasy spirit of, hey, we're doing this now. Hey, we're doing this now. Hey, we're doing this now. And it always keeps you on your toes and doing something different, that I enjoyed so much about that original game. Um, cannot comment on story or how it's going to go in the future. Honestly, I don't want to know. If I see any sign of Final Fantasy at Game Awards, I am averting, I am running. I do not need to see anything of that third game until I beat this. So yeah. And funny enough, that was at 700 points. So everything top 100 had 700 points or more.
Yeah, we got a lot of Final Fantasy in there. It's
Mhm.
interesting. I would have expected 4 to outrank 7 Rebirth, and I think I probably would have expected. I guess that's about right. Yeah,
Mhm.
I can't think of that many others that would have made it, to be honest.
Yeah. And the Pokemon games did start showing up eventually.
Yeah,
As time went on. Got some interesting ones in there. Apparently, there's a lot of 360 representation as we got further into the
yeah,
top
there
100 as
is,
well.
there is. It's like reflecting on it. That was a really good era. It was a long era,
Mm.
but there were a lot of really just timeless games released on 360.
Oh yeah, no Kirby in the top 100. I
Is there
did
a
not.
Kirby
I missed
you
that.
would say is top 100 material?
I mean, I personally like Forgotten Land, but I don't know if I put in my top 100. I
Yeah,
don't know.
not to piss off all the Kirby fans,
No, no, not at
but
all. It's. I mean,
yeah,
they're all good.
yeah,
That's the thing. But what do you put as the top? I don't know. I
yeah.
don't know.
Like
That's
Kirby
tough.
is great in a lot of ways, but I don't personally speaking, I don't think any of them would ever quite clear my top 100 landmark. But I still love them for different reasons, though.
For reference sake, Kirby and the Forgotten Land is the highest ranked one on the list, and it made 127.
Not actually that far off, then. That's
Yeah,
pretty close.
it's not bad. Still, it's top half. Real quick, there's what just missed the top 100. Just to rank it off real quick: Katamari Damacy at 101, World Ends with You 102, Persona 3 Reload 103, Kingdom Hearts 104, 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim tied with Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum at number one at 105, Original Metal Gear Solid 107. Xenoblade Chronicles X at 108, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow at 109, and MGS2 at 110. And just to sneak it in there, Sonic Mania at 111.
Damn.
So, again, this is still a pretty good list if you want to find some more games to play.
Yeah.
So.
Press Base Jason says, "Break my heart, Derek. I must know how low Gravity Rush landed."
Gravity Rush was 237.
Oh no.
Top half, but just below Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, and just above Overwatch.
Ah, you deserve to be much further away from Overwatch, Gravity Rush.
Shame. But yeah, there's our lineup. I thought it was fun. Again, I'll have a document that I'll have pinned to the comments where you can check out all the placement, all 502 games, and see how they all ended up as far as their points. But yeah, had a lot of fun with this. We're going to be taking a little break until we come back for our top 10. So we look out for that poll, our top 10 games of 2025, according to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, look forward to that. But yeah, I think that'll about cover it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to GVG, hitting the like button, and ringing that bell. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/GVGaming with plenty of extra perks. So until next time, bye.